You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
But we stayed connected the whole time. That was my celly. So, boom. Now we still at Calipat. Big U end up transferring, I want to say, to Lancaster. So when he go to Lancaster, he over there with the brother named Harry O.
Right.
So he wrote Eddie Boy a letter.
Years ago, when I was doing time in prison, I had went to a prison. I believe it was Pleasant Valley or Lancaster.
Yay,
It's been
yay!
a while, you know what I mean? I really don't try to remember, you know what I'm saying, the past like that. But you know, they was walking me into the building. They was telling me about Michael Harris, you know, the individual, you know, that initiated, you know, getting death row started. Before Pop, you know, had even came onto the scene with the West Coast, you know. And I went inside the building and they was taking me. I was in the intake. Michael Harris was in the intake. You know, they had his name on the door, on a piece of paper that said Michael Harris. And you know, they moved me. I was on the same first floor he was on. He was on the first floor. Like when you come through the rotunda, you can see his cell. You know what I'm saying? They have his names on. I was like looking when I first got through because, you know, they were telling me he was here, so I really didn't know much about him. So, you know, when I was standing there at the podium, and anybody know that when you go through the rotunda, it's the podium right there in the middle. You know, I was looking over at the door, you know, somebody had pointed to his door. So I seen his name, you know, with it said Michael Harris, you know, and then I seen a person, a dark-skinned dude, you know, walking back and forth in the cell. You know, he'd come up to the window every now and then. He was wearing glasses. And however, you know, Big U was on that yard. It was me, Big U. It was Harry O, Michael Harris, and his, I believe it was rapper's Dub Shack that was on the same yard right there. And
1 year ago, I had broke the story. Well, let's just say that I had let the world know, which they hadn't otherwise known, that Big U and Michael Harris, which is Michael Harris is also known as Harry O, the individual who gave Suge Knight the money to start Death Row Records, was actually on the same yard in Lancaster. I got over 23,000 views on that, and I was the first one who spoke on it. I had never heard it through anybody on YouTube or outside of YouTube. You know, only people gonna know that is the ones that are actually there on that yard around that time. In my story, I was talking about, you know, how I had went to Big U, and you know, on the yard, I told Big U, you know what I'm saying, that I was trying to get on Death Row Records, and do he think that it would be okay, or if it's all right, you know what I'm saying, for me to go over there and talk to Michael Harris, who was in the intake building. And you know, of course, on the yard we got politics. You know, Michael Harris came from the blood side, and I'm from the Crip side. I'm from the 30s. Big U from the 60s. Big U was I guess he was like more or less the shot caller for the Crips, at least, or if not for the entire not for the entire Crips, but you know, the old, what they consider the old car, rolling 60s, 40s, 30s, 90s. You know, sets like that. You know, Big U has a big name. Everybody know him from Nipsey Hussle. He was Nipsey Hussle artist at one time. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. You know, the reason I'm on here, man, is because, you know, here it is. You know, years ago, to Michael Harris, Harry O, and I talked to him, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, talked to him for a while. And, you know, I told him my concerns of wanting to get on Death Row Records. And, you know, he was telling me that at that time he was looking for somebody, you know what I'm saying, that was putting out more informative information in their music. You know, opposed to, I guess, like, you know, gangster rap and all that other stuff. You know, and there wasn't nothing wrong with that. He wanted something different. You know, he was showing me some papers and stuff that he had written up. And like I said in the story, it was way over my head, way over my head. But that's the reason why I can't understand, you know, why they're not giving me an opportunity to get on Death Row. Why Michael Harris is not, you know, telling me to come on. I know I'm not.